And, we'll probably just switch over pretty soon. Thoughts on Lawson Humphreys? Good player, not for SuperCoach this year, particularly with Stewart back. Bont, always a good time to bring him in if you can. I'd do it. Bice out, Vicentini in, McRae out, Shea Bolton in. Are they good trades? Yeah, definitely. Like, Bolton's risky, but I think he's in some serious form. Oh, thank you, mate. Keep it up. Always check it. Oh, appreciate that, mate. Thanks very much. All right, let's roll over to YouTube as I nearly snapped that thing. But yeah, we're kicking away on YouTube, so I'll just get myself set up here with the mic and stuff. But yeah, if you want to keep asking a few questions, feel free to jump over to YouTube, guys. But yeah, thanks for your time. I'll chat to you next Tuesday. I'm on camp next week, so can't do the Wednesday live, but we'll see you Tuesday. Thanks, guys. The YouTube crew, what is happening? Coming through all right sound-wise, are we? What's going on? Oh, what a way to start. The legend himself, a very good man. Hello, you glorious great man. Hope you've had a great week so far, mate. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Let me just straighten things up here on the camera, do me hair a little bit. I had a huge weekend. I'm currently still in Oslo. Going home tomorrow. It's been nice to relax for nice 8 days and chill. That does sound very nice, mate. Well, safe travels, mate. We'll absolutely talk soon. Hopefully a little bit throughout the stream. Reese, hey Short, how are you? Hope you're well, mate. Thank you. You too, mate. Good to see you. Anderson, a great pick this week, but Tuke Miller could be a good pod since Anderson might get attention. Cooper Simpson, a good rookie, job security too. Yeah, I'm all over Cooper Simpson. I think he's a must inclusion. Tuke Miller, not so much. I would just play with what we know. Anderson is a gun. Lock him in. I just think, he might cop some attention, but he's a star. So he has copped some attention and still scored 90s. So, yeah, I'd just back him in. I would back him in. Just taking a couple of notes just for my preview. Obviously, the flavour of the month is, Horn Francis and McRae. What are we going to do? Thanks, Reese. Appreciate that, mate. So I don't really know. So on the TikTok live, right? So coming into the live, I was like, McRae, I'm going to hold. Horn Francis, I think he goes. And then everyone's like, hey, he was running laps. He'll be only out for a week, he reckons. I'm like, what sort of a hamstring is this? But if you've heard anything, let me know. But I don't know exactly who goes out, but I know Cooper Simpson is coming in, and I think Vicentini comes in as well. Maxine, SuperGoat, thoughts on Bias, McRae, Jackson, and Bolton? Don't know about Bolton, but could be a good pod. I actually like Bolton as a pick. He's slightly more risky. The Jackson one I don't like. So Sean Darcy coming back soon. Could be this week. And we know that's a recipe for disaster. So it's a pass for me. Con Brain, is McRae a hold? This one's like purely about your team and how it's looking. If you look at your side and you've got, say if I look at my team right now, okay? So my side, down back, I need to upgrade Reed. I need to upgrade Roberts. I need to upgrade Hewitt. I need to upgrade Marias. Probably got to upgrade Marek at some point. And that's 5 upgrades. And I've got 18 trades. I don't know if we're working on a scale of 1 up, 1 down, that'll probably bring me down to 8. But we know that never really happens, particularly at this stage of the year. Rookies making less money. I feel like I might complete my team with 5 or 6 trades. There's got to be another injury or two, you'd think. The point of me explaining this is I feel like I have to hold one of McRae or Horn Francis. So look at your team and look at how it's shaping up with how many you've got to trade out to make a full side and then judge it from there. But just got to get the charger going, guys. But my gut feel is, hold one. Let's gather a bit more information on Horn Francis and his injury. and make a decision from there. Reese, Heaney, possible F6. Too much questions. Sorry, mate. No. Appreciate the questions, mate. So I don't know if Heaney's going to become Ford eligible, but he's definitely worthwhile as a selection just in general, for sure. Anthony, Levi Ashcroft and Horn Francis for Tom Green and Shea Bolton. Thoughts? Yeah, I really like that. I really like the Tommy Green inclusion. I think the ins this week, Jordan Clark, good price. Tom Green, good price. Noah Anderson, good price. Shea Bolton, good price. If you're getting a couple of weeks ahead of yourself and planning, make sure you got a plan to bring in Zach Butters in 2 weeks. If you don't have Wanganeen Miller, I'd be looking to bring him in a couple of weeks as well. Should fall to a nice price. Flynn, hey, Shorty, what do we think of Horn Francis, Bice, and Ashcroft? To Levi and Levi. Oh, the Levi kind. Yes. To Whitfield, Warner, and Simpson. Yeah, I love those inclusions, mate. I think they're all very good ins. Thanks for your question there, mate. Marco, what's happening, mate? Are these comments like coming up bigger, or am I just going crazy? I don't know. Shorty, bloody Jason Horn, Francis McRae out. Bloody oath. This game can give me the shit sometimes. I know, mate. I know. This is an absolute killer, bro. Absolute killer. But feel like we were just starting to finalise things. Yep, forward line done and dusted. Don't even have to think about it. And then we cop 2 injuries in it. So it's savage as. Daniel, g'day. Shorty, absolute legend. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Great to see you. Bazookia, howdy, Horty. How we doing? Good, mate. Doing good. Played a bit of soccer at lunch today. It was bloody good fun. Got a camp next week. So, guys, I'll be at camp on Wednesday. So, bear with me. I'll probably go live on Tuesday. Hey, Daniel, it's Liv. What's going on, Liv? Thanks for joining me over at YouTube. Appreciate all the likes on TikTok there, mate. Marco going big Baz into Cherry this week. Yeah, I like it, mate. Surely the Dogs give Bailey Smith a fair bit of attention. Surely he couldn't just run rampant. I don't know, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe Zach Merritt into Cherry. Not too sure, but Lukey Turner, what time's the quiz? Got to go get dinner. That's all right, mate. Go get dinner. The quiz will be probably 8:50. I'll get people in at 8:50, and it probably ends up being like 9. Bailey, is Bolton a good long-term keep? I think so. Look, I feel like if you said, Shorty, where's he going to rank in all the forwards? I'd probably have, injury aside, like Horn Francis, Smith. Who else have we got? Obviously, McRae, Rankin, Nick Martin, Warner, Petrarca. I'd probably have him around F8, but I still think he can hold. I still think he can hold him long term. He's just going to be a frustrating watch, I think, because he'll have those games where he dominates, and then he will have those games where you're like, Shea Bolton, I can't stand this bloke. What's he doing? He's checked out, but he'll be better more often than he's not. I do like him. Josh, what's going on, mate? Hope you're well. You too, mate. Appreciate the message. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Hope the week's treated you well. Yep, sounds good. Thank you, Liv. That must have been in response to the audio coming through. Thank you, mate. Dogs v Cat. Oh, amusement. Bont v Baz. Amusement versus Shorty. Mate, that recipe, it doesn't get much better than that, mate. So, hey, good luck. Good luck, bro. It's going to be huge tomorrow night. I can't wait to go. Marco, well said on the live as well. Shorty really said it well. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Was that as in regards to my last video, or thanks very much. I appreciate that. It was Shorty got pretty real in the last video, but sometimes we got to. Damien, how you going, Shorty? Been a bit of a shit week behind the wheel. Boss has had me running all over the bloody place. Finally pulled up in Newnham for the night. Cracked a cold one, ready for some cots. Mate, where on earth is this place? And bro, that's a serious pick he's got on him. But mate, I hope the week gets a bit better for you, bro. What are you driving trucks or something, mate? What's the go there? Oh, he continues on. Therapy, Shorty, SuperCoach. Oh, and can you do a shout out to the boys down here in Nagan Pub, mate? Shout out to the boys there. Look, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize. But Nagan Pub, Nigan Pub, I don't know. You'll have to pick me up on that, bro. But you know what? If you want to get a little bit funky, mate, have a little Madurian lemonade on there for shorty, mate. Really spice things up, bro. Thanks for checking in, man. Oh, no, the science homework, Liv. Oh, mate, that's no good. That is no good. I remember those days. Tough times. Lukey boy. Hey, shorty, how you going? Went up into the top 400, but used my last boost to get rid of deconing. Regretting that now. Look, it is tough without the boosts. I'm feeling exactly the same because I am boostless as well. But the rank is awesome, mate. You should be really pleased with that, bro. I wish I had a rank like that. So we're still working, though. We're working. Graz, hey, shorty, thoughts on Josh Dacos? He's in some good form, but I don't see him as an inclusion. I still think there's a lot better options ahead of him down back. Look, Jordan Clark's at a nice price. Even Lockie Whitfield's probably... There'll be times this year where he's well over 600K. So I think to get him in a week or two around 570, pretty good. Jack Sinclair, good price. Wanganeen Miller are coming up to a good price as well. Karen, evening all. McRae, hold or trade. Hope you're well, Karen. Look, this one just purely depends on your side. So I'm looking at my team and I'm looking at my trades and I'm looking at the upgrades I need to do. And I'm probably feeling hold. And just keep in mind that it's 2 or 3 weeks. One of those weeks is a bye. So what if we only have to be without McRae for 1 week? And just keep in mind that we get best 18 scoring. So as bad as this conundrum is, we've probably had it at the best time of the year because the buys start, is it next week? Buys start next week. And Horn Francis has got the buy next week anyway. So best 18 scoring in the buys means that as long as you've got 18 scorers, you're fine. Yes, a few players have buys, but it is an opportunity to hold a few guys if you've got a bit of depth. If you don't have that depth, you could be in trouble. But yeah, I'm leaning towards holding McRae. Coops, is it worth holding either McRae or Horn Francis? Well, there you go. We just touched on that. Leaning towards holding McRae. But then there's these reports this week, and chuck it in the comments if you've heard him as well, that Horn Francis is running laps today and he reckons he'll be out for 1 week. Come on, Jason, mate. I can't keep up. Since when has a hamstring been 1 week, bro? Since when? Surely not. Surely not. Bazookia is going to go Horn Francis and Trainer to Bont and Simpson this week. 100K to spare. Cannot argue with that. Like I say, Bont's expensive, but I'm never going to talk you out of it. Hoodie T, Shorts, thoughts on Hewitt and Levi to Archer Day and Dawson. I do like those ins. Oh, well, I like the inclusion of Dawson. I don't know about Archer Day Wicks. He might be the best we have, but I don't think he's a great rookie. But like we said, we're not blessed with options at the moment. I think Dawson's a pretty solid in. Josh, I went Joe Fonte as my rookie last week. Hope he can keep pumping out 70s through the boss. Yeah, he was a sneaky one, wasn't he? Actually looked all right the other day, but yeah, a bit of a point of difference. I don't think everyone jumped on him, so you might have done nicely there. Luke, do McRae and Horn Francis have to go? Because if they do, I will have to miss out on Simpson. Fair enough, mate. Well, and I think in your position, when you're ranked in the 400s, you may as well be aggressive. So I like that, mate. I like that. Cooper, McRae and Horn Francis trade out, Simpson and Anderson in. 600K spare in the bank. Who should I get next week or hold trades and save them? Well, mate, I'll tell you what to do, all right? So keep that cash just piled away. Make sure you got a plan to bring in Zach Butters after he drops twice. So he scored 53. He'll drop in price big time over the next 2 scores. And have a look at Wanganeen Miller as well. Try and get him in. And then just, use that cash to maybe beef up some other spots. But Butters is the one. And even Zach Merritt, he's going to fall to a really tasty price. So try and build in some plans around that. Marco, shorty trades are Horn Francis and Kako out for Simpson and Jackson. What do you reckon about Jackson? Yeah, I touched on this before. It's a no from me. So Sean Darcy's listed it as a test. So he's going to be back either this week or next. And we know what happens to Luke Jackson when Sean Darcy plays, and it's not good. Dawson or Green, leaning towards Dawson because of the buys. Well, maybe, look, straight head-to-head, I'm so clean on Green. I'm a play for Green. Just think he's more consistent. He's got the upside. I think he's at the price is pretty good. Dawson has been pretty hot and cold, where Green is just consistent as. If it works better for your buys, if you're struggling buy structure, then sure, go for it. But head-to-head, I'm Tom Green. My trade, this is from Daniel. My trades this week, be looking rogue, but we needed with injuries out. Hall, Callahan, Bolton, and Simpson, 370k in the bank. Look, I like it. I like the Bolton inclusion. I think Callahan, yeah, that was originally I didn't think he was going to be out for as long, but that was a bit of a blow to add on to the Horn, Francis, and McRae. Damien, oi, shorty. I've had a few and I'm stuffed. What's going on with Caleb Daniel? Bloke's barely near the ball, probably because that bloody helmet's weighing him down, or he's just scared to cop a hit. Cop a decent whack. Do I bin the spud or hope he stops pissing about? Now, I'll tell you what, Damo's, he's had a couple at the pub, mate, and he's roaring into the conversation. We love that. We do love that. I have lost faith in Caleb Daniel. I know he scored 97 last week, looks slightly better. But, yeah, he's a tough watch. He's very outside. He's very handball receive. And I just think the way he plays, very uncontested, and it does limit his scoring ability. He needs 30-plus to score 115. I just don't think he's going to get that. So he's not, you don't have to ditch him because he did score 97, but I don't think he'll be in our best teams come round 18, come round 19. So if you can trade him out for Warner or Bolton or anyone, then I'd do it. Paris, hey, Shorty, I've managed to weasel my way into 39th overall. Well done, mate. That's impressive, bro. I have Callahan, Horn, Francis, and McRae. Oof. I don't have Simpson. Should I do 2 sideways trades at my rank or 1 sideways and Simpson for cash gen? I'm leaning towards the 1 sideways and the Simpson. So I know the temptation will be to just go real hard and do 2 sideways, but even though you might cop a bit of a dip in the rank in the short term, which will be a tough pill to swallow, you may pull those points back towards the end of the season because you've saved a trade or 2. Others may not, and it could repay you. That's what I would do, but totally get going really hard when you're 39th. So it's definitely a bit of a tough one. Graz, happy I bought Marshall in last week. Yeah, mate. That was a big call. I was spewing I didn't. Absolutely spewing I didn't. What do we got? Flaghawk. Who is the biggest priority to trade? I can boost, and I have 3 boosts left. Wow. Hewitt, McRae, Horn, Francis, Cleary, Ashcroft, or TDK. Let me just gotta check something on the old phone. So who's the priority to trade? So all the rookies, I wouldn't put them as a priority. I think they can go at your own leisure. Yeah, they need to go. Yeah, look, they might drop 5 or 10K if you don't do it now. But I would say one of Horn, Francis, and McRae, depending on a more recent injury update with Horn, Francis. Got to see what was going on with this running laps and looking good. I don't know. But TDK, I think if you've held him through 1 week, hopefully he's back this week and that's all good. Oh, yeah, we mentioned that. Amusement. Where will you be located? At GMHBA. I'll be sure to investigate whether that thing between... Oh, it's actually real or just the greatest AI job of all time. I don't know, mate. It could be AI. I don't know. Where will I be located? About it's the Hickey stand, about the wing sort of deal. So opposite side of the benches. But yeah, you going, mate? Sounds like it. Here we go. What's Damien got? Oi, Shorty. How do you handle being away from your little ones? I'm out here missing Jackson, Blade, and Shans, even missing the wife, but I'm also starting to worry about the neighbour. Reckon she's probably making. Now, I just thought Damo had checked in for a bit of therapy, but I'm not 100% sure if Damo's taking the piss or not. But look, I really hope your wife's not cheating on you if this is serious, mate. And I can only understand how it would be hard to miss your kids, bro. But look, if I've misread that and you're actually serious and I'm being a dick and not taking it serious, I do apologize, bro. But either way, I'm enjoying your contributions. Flaghawk, thoughts on TDK Horn Francis McRae for Warner, Cherry, and Kitty Coleman? Leaves me 52K in the bank. Look, I think if you've got De Koning now, you may as well just keep holding him. And I don't really like the Coleman inclusion just yet. I think you've got to find a way to get in Cherry. Absolutely. He's going bonkers. He's almost too expensive. He's paying insane top dollar, but I guess you got to try and find a way. And Coleman, give him one more week because I just feel like if he comes out and scores 74, it's like, probably not worth it. But if he comes out and scores 90 plus, then we're absolutely interested. Baz, trading out McRae and Levi Ashcroft for Simpson and another player. I can get anyone. Who should I cop? Well, if you can get anyone, I'd have to say Bontempelli. But if you want to leave yourself a little bit of cash and buy someone that's a bit more, you're feeling like you're getting value, Noah Anderson, Tom Green, I think they're probably the plays. Do I go cash gen, Vicentini and Cooper Simpson, or do I trade out Primos, Callahan, Horn, Francis, McRae? No boost remaining. Any ideas? I'm preferencing cash gen. And that's just me basing it off my lack of rookies on the bench. We haven't had many rookies bob up. Last few weeks, we were like, give us some rookies. Where are they? And now they're here. So there's a couple here. So I'd take them. Hey, Luke, what's going on? Hello, my glorious king, Mr. Famous Short. How are you? I'm good, mate. How are you? What were your thoughts on the Cats game last week? Pretty easy watch. How big is tomorrow night going to be? Can't wait. I cannot wait either, mate. It's a massive game tomorrow night. I'm pretty pumped. It's going to be fresh, but I was talking to my mate who works at the club. He reckons it's just about an absolute sellout. So, yeah, it was a good watch on the weekend. First half was scrappy as. I was like, wow, this is an absolute slog of a game. But, they just worked Port Adelaide over. And, yeah, it was a great win. Really professional win. Really good win on the road. Never easy on the road. So that was a ripper. Jake, hey, Shorty, what do you think of this? I have 18 trades left. Horn, Francis, and Hewitt out for Anderson and Simpson. I have to keep Callahan and McRae. I don't know about Bolton. Oh, look, could you trade out Callahan instead of Horn Francis? I feel like he's out for a long time, and I feel like Callahan's not a keeper as opposed to Horn Francis is a keeper. But I like your inclusions. Bolton, I think, is a solid pick. He's risky. He's not one that I'd make an absolute must-have, but I think he at that price, $430, I don't mind it. Luke really wanted to bring in Bont, but probably will wait for 2 weeks because of the bye. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I think I'm just praying that can he just chuck in the occasional 80? Just an 85 tomorrow night would be great, but I don't know if the Cats can stop him. I don't think so. Adam, 1 week hammy is so sus. Port ruined Rosie last year, bringing him back too early. I know. Like, he's either not actually done a hammy, like a full one, or they're just lying to us. Because if he's done an actual hammy, like you said, there's no such thing as a 1 week hammy. It doesn't exist. Particularly with a guy like Horn Francis, like he's explosive. They're gonna be cautious. Surely he's got a bye coming up. Why would they rush him? So I don't know, mate. I'm gonna have to tune into the radio stations, watch the TV shows, but I'm sus on that as well, mate. Very sus. Luke, surely Bolton has to come after losing Horn Francis McRae up forward. Yeah, I think so. He's like I said, he's in the mix. I prefer Rankin. I prefer Warner. I prefer Petrarca. I prefer Nick Martin, I reckon. But Bolton's absolutely in the mix. If you've got a few of those guys, or if you need a bit of extra cash, because let's face it, cash is hard to find at the moment. And look, Nick Martin, he's $530. Petrarca be even more. What's Petrarca at? Petrarca's at $544. Where Bolton, you can save an extra $100K right there. So I kind of get the extra cash and going Bolton for a bit of extra coin. Definitely get that. Thoughts on Liberatore? Yeah, I'm a fan. So I don't think he's like I'd prefer Noah Anderson or Tom Green, but Tom Liberatore, he's not going to let you down. He's going to be pretty consistent. Marco, shorty keen to see a bit of entertainment between Baz and the dogs. Wonder if Baz will flip them off. Oh, look, there'll be something going on, I reckon. Like, he buys into this stuff. He buys into it. So I'd be surprised if he didn't do something throughout the night, particularly if they try to ruffle him up a bit. Wouldn't surprise me. Luke, Butters and Bonk coming after their double bye. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair play. And hopefully Bontempelli can just drop ever so slightly towards 620. Like, I don't know what his break even is. I'm guessing it's around 145 or something. 157. I guess he had that 99, didn't he? So anything around 110 or less tomorrow night would be handy, just to slightly bring him down to 630 over the next few weeks. Luke, how's work been, Shorty? And how are Tyson and Langers going? They're pretty well, mate. They're pretty well. We'll see them over the weekend. And yeah, work's been good. Work's been pretty chill this week, which is nice. Got camp next week. So this is my third camp of the year. I was only going to do 2, and then they just needed someone in wellbeing. So yeah, we're off to Melbourne for camp, which will be fun with the Year 9s. So yeah, look, next week we'll do the live, probably on the Tuesday night, I think. Coops, do you think that McRae, Horne-Francis will be top 6 forwards? Yeah, I think they will be. Look, probably they're in and around, like you've got Rankin, Smith, Warner, got to throw Petrarca in there. Am I missing anyone? Look, I think then you're talking the likes of Martin, McRae, Horne-Francis. I mean, I definitely have Horne-Francis in there. I think they are, for sure. I think they're keepers. The only thing I'd say, holding McRae as opposed to Horne-Francis, that when Horne-Francis does come back, he's got that 22 because he was off early. So he's going to go down quite a bit, maybe 80K, maybe more. So keep that in mind too, that when he does return, we're going to get a look at him around 380, 410, anywhere around there. Don't think I answered that. Going to upgrade Levi Ashcroft to a good primo with a fair bit of spare cash. I like that, mate. Yeah, Levi's he's at that point. I think he can go break even of 86. Will Adams, Warner or Luke Jackson? Definitely Warner, mate. Like I said before, Sean Darcy coming back is absolute warning signs for Jackson, so it's got to be Warner for me. Graz, thoughts on Bice, Stone and McRae to Josh Dacos, Dawson and Simpson will make my buy rounds only have 4-4-3-3-4. I like the planning on the primos, mate. I can't wear Josh Dacos though. I can't, sorry. So I'm just not seeing it. Like, he's going well at the moment, but I just don't see him as a bringing in guy. Jordan Clark, though, you're paying an extra 10K. That's where I'd be investing your money. And Jonas is in the house. Shy Guy Bolton has destroyed my team before. Never again list. He gave up playing with Richmond last season. No heart. The fella, he can miss. Oh, he nearly lost me whole mic. Can miss from 10 meters out. Look, I'm not going to lie that he can be a frustrating watch. There's no doubt about that. But at the price, he's a good inclusion. Daniel, I'm holding McRae, but with cash gen hard to get, I'm getting Bolton as either a hold or a 23rd primo. I think that's a good call. Or a 5-week play to then flip him to Butters as Bolton cheap enough for a great buy cover. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, keep your options open. I think at the price, Bolton's a good play. And as you say, he could end up being your M9, your F7 cover with that dual position. I think it's a reasonable investment. Like, he'll be hot and cold. Of course he will be, but pretty good investment at the price. Josh, I just jumped out of my chair. Now, what was that in reference to? Oh, might be this. Horne-Francis will be out for 1 to 2 games, said by Jason Horne-Francis on radio himself. Oh, can we believe Horne-Francis? Like, it's not unusual for a player to really spruik themselves, but oh, man. This is a spanner in the works, bro. Thank you for the update, but that is a spanner. I'll be falling off my chair too. Luke, the biggest question is out of Horne-Francis is who out of Horn Francis I would be leaning towards because he has the younger body. McRae's older. That surely plays a big part. I don't know. Like I'd probably be leaning more towards the injury itself. Like I think Horn Francis, it's hamstrings are difficult, but then we're here in 1 to 2. So I probably wouldn't it probably does play a small part. You're right. Like McRae's probably not going to recover quite as well as Horn Francis because he's got the best part of 10 years on him. But yeah, I don't know if it's a factor, not what I'd base it on though. Finlay, should I keep McRae with the bye? I'm leaning towards a hold, yes, but it probably depends on your own situation, how you can cover him. Nash, thoughts on McRae and Durden to Bolton and Simpson? Yep, got no issues with that. Like I said, if you're choosing to hold McRae or Horn Francis, I get it. But if you've made the decision to make those trades, I'm not going to talk you out of it because it is dependent on your individual side. Luke, do you reckon Giants make the 8 shorty? They are massive frauds. Well, if you asked me at the start of the year, I would have said yes. But look, they're currently 8th. Poor game last week. Who would jump in to take their spot? Maybe Freo. I'll say they'll make the 8. They're definitely not as good as I maybe first thought, but I'd say they'd still make it. J2, shorties, mate. What a carnage week of SuperCoach. I know. I have Callahan, Horn Francis, and McRae. Disaster. Oh, no, mate. Look, you're certainly not on your own there. There's quite a few that have that same issue, but I was saying a little bit on TikTok. If you're going to trade the forwards, it's Rankin, it's Warner, it's Petrarca, it's Martin, it's Bolton. If you need the cash, probably Bolton. If you need the reliability, I'll probably like Warner. If you haven't got Rankin, you got to get him. The midfield, I think it's Noah Anderson. I think it's Tom Green. If you want to hold for a little bit, if you don't like those guys, you want to let Butters drop a little bit, you want to let Zach Merritt drop a little bit, fair enough. Get them at a nice price. If you need a bit of love down back, Jordan Clark, nice price, break even in the 50s now, about to go bang. And then Nasai Wanganeen-Miller, he's on the drop. He'll probably be around 500K. You can snap him up. Jack Sinclair, nice price as well. Magpies, if one were to be traded, Horn Francis and McRae. Well, I would have said Horn Francis. Now we're hearing all these things. So I'm going to say Horn Francis still, but we're hearing 1 to 2. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. Snags, thoughts on trading Daniel for Rao next week? Daniel has the buy and Rao at a nice price. I'm not sold on Rao. I wish I was, mate, but he makes me nervous. I feel like his scoring output's very dependent on just winning contests, and I think he's easily shut down. He is at a nice price, so if you really like him, go for it, but I'd tread carefully. Yeah, Bolton, you can bring him in, mate. It's a nice price. Yes, he's risky, but I think at the price, it's worth taking a punt on that one. I'm sure he has some misses going. Non-existent at this point, mate. Don't have one. So if you know anyone, let me know, all right? Magpie, should I upgrade or sit with the cash ready for Bont and Butters? Oh, yeah, look, definitely have a look at how your whole side's looking. I certainly wouldn't leave yourself short when Butters falls in price after the 53 gets out of his 3-round average. So he will... Where's the fixture? Definitely don't leave yourself short. So Butters will play this week. He'll drop in price. He'll get the buy. Then he'll play round 13. And then you absolutely want to pick up Butters before round 14, 100%. So see how your team's shaping up, but don't leave yourself without cash to get in Butters and Bont for that matter. But I think just Butters will be at a great price. Jack, I already got Simpson last week, upgrading Bice to Sinclair. I love that. And considering Shea Bolton, McRae would have to, but don't have Horn Francis, so no problems there. And would you pick Sinclair or Clark? I like it, mate. Look, I'd be going Sinclair over Clark. I've been sort of pumping up Clark for the price, but Sinclair's only an extra, 20-odd K? And I think you got to snap him up. He's a great option at 540. We touched on the Rao thoughts. Not a super fan of that. At his best, he's great, but he does throw in some poor ones when he gets a lot of attention. I still think he's working through that, so I'd prefer others. D-Mac, hey, Short Dog, what do you reckon about Dante Vicentini? Yeah, I'm a play on him. He's probably not as must-have as, say, Simpson, because I feel like Simpson, great role, half-back, 119K. We're banking a lot of cash. Vicentini comes with a slight bit more risk because he's 250K, but I like them both, to be fair. CT Papa, hey, Shorty, would you rather Warner or Bolton and bank 100K? I mean, the short answer is Warner, but have a look at your team and what you need to upgrade, where you're going to get that money from, and that might answer it yourself. Because if you're looking at your side and you're like, oh, gee, I really want to get Butters in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, where the hell am I going to get that cash from? You know, where the hell is this coming from? Then that 100K might be crucial. So, but yeah, head-to-head, clearly I would still go Warner, but just set up your own side and suss out what you need. Marco, dogs don't have a tag, I don't think. That's probably in regards to Smith. No, they don't, but I just feel like with all the talk, all the hype, no way. Surely they don't let him run around without some form of attention. I reckon not a tag, but I reckon Libba just keeps a real close eye on him around the stoppage for sure. RJ Ripper, Libba going to... Oh, there you go. There you go. He just said the exact same thing. So that would... me and Ripper are on the same page. Yeah, Merritt could take the absolute piss against Richmond. And I feel like Tigers, well, they don't really tag. Maybe Ross a bit defensive, but I feel like Essendon, they'll be so keen to bounce back, and Merritt will be keen to bounce back because he lowered his colours for a pretty rare time. I wouldn't go early on Coleman, mate. I wouldn't go early on him. I just think if he just comes out and scores 70, it's kind of like, oh, don't know if this is the right selection. So just wait and see. If he comes out and scores 90, let's grab him. But I don't think we have to rush on him. Zach Merritt into Cherry, same as I'm thinking like a top 400 Supercoach player now. Shorty, I love it, mate. Well, if you're doing that, bro, I'm doing it as well. If you're thinking like that, I'm following you in. There we go. I literally just changed it over. Lukey boy, are you heading into the rooms after the game tomorrow night? Nah, I won't be able to get into the rooms, mate. Look, I'll be working Friday morning, bright and early, making toasties, mate. So I think I'll be straight home. Marco Shorty, what do you reckon about Kitty Coleman? We just touched on that one, so I think it's a wait and see. Hey, rookie code, Joe Shorty, I've slipped you a sneaky DM on Facebook. Oh, lovely, mate. Thank you. Let me just write that down so I don't forget, because I don't check those ones super often, but I will make sure I do. I want to have a little collab with Brad as well, yourself, Hippie's SuperCoach. Is it Hippo or Hippo? He gave me a funny little shout out on his video, so I want to team up with him. But thanks, mate. We'll be in touch. Josh Martin, hey, Shorty, hope you're well. You too, mate. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm going to 3 games this week. Wow, Bombers and Tigers, Roos and Pies, and Saints and Suns, mate. That's a solid weekend, bro. Any occasion, or you just feeling footy, mate? Marco, Shorty. Oh, yeah, there you go. Crashing out. You have to watch the video. Absolutely class. Really? Mate, I'll have to have a look. Is it must be a recent one, obviously. Yeah, I'll have a look. Shorty, mate, where are you? just in my room, mate. Same place as usual, my guy. Jack, I also have some very, very exciting news, Shorty. I'm going to propose. Wow. I hope she's not on the live sesh, mate, or we've just blown it, but no idea where the wedding will be. But if it's in Oz or Norway, but either way, I'll find you in North. Yeah, mate. Oh, please do, bro. Please. I don't know if I can move to Norway though, bro. But if I do, you let me know. You let me know. Nah, that's super exciting, mate. Congrats. Let me know how that goes. That's super exciting, bro. Jonas, hey, Shorty, rookie coach has been slipping and sliding in your DMs. I know. We're setting it up, mate. We're setting that date up, bro. Tiger Rewalt, does Hewitt, Ashcroft, Callahan to Bolton, Anderson, and Simpson means a hold on McRae for his 3 weeks. I like that. I like that, mate. I think good ins, great downgrade option for Simpson. And I think the hold's okay on McRae. I don't mind that at all. Shorty, is TDK back in this week? Unsure. I'll be looking at the teams tomorrow. Let's see if any articles can bob up and tell me. Not seeing any recent updates. They're all just talking about his contract. All right, here's the injury update. De Koning, full training, availability is a test. We'll aim to complete training this week to be available for selection. I'd say he's a pretty strong chance to come in. I'd say he's in. Luke, I hate how the mid-season buys have to last for 5 weeks. I know, mate. The buys are just a killer. No one likes them. They kill us in fantasy. The ladder's different. The ladder hasn't made sense all bloody year. Get rid of the buys. Bloody sick of them. Also, Snorty, who do I VC and C out of Gorn, Cherry, and Baz? I would go Cherry into Gorn, mate. That's the way I would play it. Cooper, McRae. Oh, no, we answered this one early on, didn't we? We answered this one early on. Sorry, mate. I see you put it through a few times. Yes, congrats, mate. Look, with the YouTube ones, I know it takes me a bit of time, but I just go through them one at a time because TikTok, I can't get to everyone. I skip people because it goes so quick. So I just do it one at a time. We'll do as many as we can to like 8:45, and hopefully we can catch up somewhat close. And if not, I'll just go through a few names that I haven't seen already. Marco, shorty, you off to the footy tomorrow, mate? Knock a few back if the Cats get up. Yeah, mate, I'll be there. I'll be locked in, bro. I hope they get up, mate. Thank you. I think Simpson is a must, mate. I think we've been searching for rookies. Nice role, nice job security. Got a 72 on his back. Get him in. Matt, thoughts on Sarong? Decently cheap for what he's capable of. Ton every game, but one against the Saints. Gets good CBAs, especially with no Young. Can he have that 130 average like he did at the start of last year? I like his inclusion. I think he's a good in, as you say. He's been consistent. He's just been lacking that ceiling that he had last year. I don't know if he can come out and average those sorts of numbers. I don't know if he can go big like that. But I agree. I think at the price, which is... So he's at $529. Wow. Yeah. That's a good inclusion, mate. That's a good inclusion. I'd definitely run with that. Do I reckon Luke Jackson leaves Freo? Yeah, I think he will. Unless they give him number 1 ruck, I think so. I think Jackson wants to be the main guy. Marco, well, just say Darcy is still out for a bit longer. Who do you reckon I go to? Oh, look, I'd still be going a Warner or Petrarca, mate, or Rankin if you don't have him. Even if Darcy is out for a little bit longer, like he's eventually coming back, which I don't like. I don't like having a premium coming to the business end of the season that I know is going to be hugely affected by an inclusion. So, yeah, I would be going elsewhere. Kitty, Filippo, or Vicentini. Definitely Vicentini for mine. Wait and see on Kitty Coleman. Filippo didn't light it up, so it's a no from me. Cooper with 600K. I have Sinclair. Not sure about Miller. I was thinking, obviously, wait for Butters to drop. Maybe bring in Whitfield or Dale. Yeah, so all good inclusions. Whitfield, great. Dale, great. But if you need to bite one off at a cheaper price, I do think Wanganeen Miller is still a great option. Probably kept a little bit more attention the last month after a really hot start to the year. I still think he's a good buy. And at that price, I think he's going to be probably around 500K, maybe a smidgen less. I really like it. D-Mac, Shea Bolton with 100K banked, or Martin or Warner with no bunny. Yeah, look, we've talked about that a couple of times. I'd go Warner. I probably don't put Martin and Warner in the exact same category. I prefer Warner. But like I said to the fella before, map out how your team's looking, where the cash is coming from. If you really need that extra 100K, probably answers your question already. I have been hitting the gym, Marco. We got back into it a bit more this week. I'm always getting there about 3 times, but if we can get that 4th session in, that's a real bonus. But yeah, No, we smashed a bit of smashed some back yesterday, a bit of shoulders dabbled in there too. So yeah, it's a bit of fun. But Daniel Shorty, I tell you, a sneaky one to keep an eye out. Okay, what team sheets? Oh, Leak from the Giants, still on the bubble. Callahan injury means he could come in and pick up some good midfield time. Check his VFL. I love this, mate. Thank you. Look, someone in the TikTok stream did mention he had 40 touches in the VFL. So thank you for that, mate. That's a sneaky one. I like that a lot. Kyle, thoughts on Catman? I don't really have strong thoughts on Catman. One of my students showed me a video that Catman sent to her. It was interesting. Yeah, look, he's diehard, mate. It's a different look, but hey, he's a diehard supporter, and we respect that. Jack, mate, I'll tell you what, I got a serious story, Shorty. Might like off stream. Not sure if it's YouTube appropriate, mate. Send me a little voice memo, bro. I love that. Can't remember what that was in regards to. I think it was your discussion maybe way back, but I do like Whitfield. Detroit, I've quit SuperCoach, but I'll just watch. Oh, mate. Sometimes I wish I could quit SuperCoach, mate. I really do. How are you, Shorty? Are you okay? I'm well, mate. Thank you. Appreciate the check-in, mate. How are you doing? I hope you're good. But yeah, honestly, sometimes I'm like, would it just be simpler over the weekend to just watch the games and enjoy them? You know, the amount of times a player can just ruin your footy watching experience. It's just not right. But I don't know. We do it, don't we? We just do it to ourselves. Simpson will get dropped this week. No way. Surely not. No way. He's looking good. Freo needs some youth. Surely not. Magpies, what 2 to 3 go out if McRae, Horn, Francis, Cleary, Hewitt, and Trainer. Geez, I've got itchy arm, bro. It's itchy arms. What would I do there? I definitely think Hewitt and Trainer are probably guys that got to go. I mean, Cleary as well. I'm probably in the camp of certainly holding one of McRae or Horn Francis, maybe both if we hear that Horn Francis is only out for a week or two. Probably prioritise on getting rid of those rookies, I think. Luke, thoughts on Vicentini and Simpson? Great options, both good cash gen guys. I'd be seriously considering both. Gold Coast Suns, hub for McRae. Do I go Chad Warner or Shea Bolton? I'm in the Warner camp. Bolton gives you a bit more money. Consider it, but I like Warner. Flag Hawk, do you trade rookies out or about to lose cash or injured premiums? Oh, yeah, good question. I'd probably lean towards the rookies, trading them out. Yeah, mate, we got it closed. We got it closed this time, bro. Have you ever had to give out many sprays with your job? Nah, not really. I'm not really a sprays kind of guy, mate. Look, I mean, I'm in the wellbeing team, so I think if you're a teacher, you probably got to be a bit of a spray every now and then. But in my role, it's probably more of a, come on, mate, come in, one-on-one chat. What are we doing here, bro? You know, is that really the kind of guy you want to be? You know, I'm more of a, come on, man, what are we doing here, bro? Because that's not you. That's not how you want to be acting as an adult. You know, that's how we try to come across it a bit rather than just, a lot of the students, they just get yelled at school. They get yelled at when they get home. So I'm not going to throw any more yelling at them. I'll just try and have a conversation with them. Does Shorty own any Bitcoin? I do actually own some Bitcoin, mate. I actually keep a little bit of an eye on this stuff every now and then as a bit of a hobby. People tell me that Bitcoin could really start to peak around October, and it could be altcoin season. You know, there's a bit of Shorty crypto advice, not financial advice. Jesus Christ! But look, you got any tips for me? Like, what's the market doing? What's the market doing? Cooper, biggest priority of these rookies to get out. Reed, Hooley, Hall, Husfame, Hall, Elijah Hewitt, Cooper, Simpson. Well, definitely we want to hold on to Simpson. I would say probably Hewitt and Reed, just because they are guys that have probably peaked and actually have some value. Like Huswaite, yeah, he could go. He's not playing, but he's not going to give you much money in return. So, and throw Levi into that as well, mate. I think he's probably made as much money as he can. Theo, Huswaite for Simpson, Horn Francis for Laird, or Chera? Who's better? Hope you're well. Thank you, mate. You too. Look, I don't really see. I see Laird and Chera as more guys that are good, solid options, but not inclusions we want to bring in this year or this time of year. They're around 590, 580. Like, you've got Anderson, who's not that much further up, 540. Someone mentioned Sarong at 530. I'd be trying to find that extra cash. Tom Green, I just think for an extra 50 or 60K, you're going to get a lot better, more genuine premium, I think. Jordan Anderson or Tom Green, that is a tough one. I would have to go. I'd have to go Tommy Green, but that is a tough one. Do you reckon the Cats will get up tomorrow? Oh, look, I've tipped them, mate, but I can't help but feel that that's just a bit of a biased call by me. Always tough to beat down here. Tom Stewart is very big inclusion, but then Dangerfield's a very big out. So I'd say the Bulldogs deserve to be favourites, but I'm going to back us in. I actually do think we'll win. Going okay, Shorty says, Luke Langers is right. The cheapest ticket available is 85. So that shows how high the demand is. Wow. Yeah, that's hectic, mate. Well, it's going to be pumping tomorrow. It is going to be pumping. Ethan, bit specific, but who is the best primo under 520, all lines, preferably in the 14 or 15 buy? Okay, that is niche. Let's have a look. My initial thought was Jordan Clark, but he obviously doesn't have that buy. What's the round 15 buy doing? Don't really like many premiums in the round 15. Jai Newcomb's close, but you've told me 520. It's not really working. Jordan Clark might be your play. Nick Martin's 530. Look, if you have to go under, it's probably Shea Bolton is probably the play, but otherwise there's not too many that spring to mind. But hopefully that helps, mate. PFP, Horn Francis has reported as training pain-free. I don't know to hold or not. I get 2 primos for Horn Francis, Whitfield and Green. Opinion. Yeah, how could he? Well, has he just worked a bloody miracle in 3 days and just, reinserted a new hamstring? Like, what's going on here? I cannot believe that it'd be 1 or 2. But if that's reported from multiple sources, I'll need to hear it more than from just Horn Francis. But if it's actually reported, then I would hold him. So watch this space. But yeah, it's a tricky one. Jack's worth boosting to get Sims in for Nevitt. No, I don't think he's even a great inclusion, to be fair. Very low scoring option. Certainly not worth a boost. Definitely not. Here's our crypto man. Libra is potentially 1 head knock away from retirement. Hard to trade him in knowing that risk. He's so great to watch, though. Yeah, that's true. I mean, very sad about McGovern too, isn't it? And I know Libba's been through similar, but yeah, scary with the head knock stuff. Justin, hey, Shorts. Well, isn't this a massive FML? Bloody oath, mate. I hope you're well, mate. These SuperCoach sides are in some dire areas. There's no doubt about that. Jade Soup, keen as for the weekend back in Melbourne as we are playing against the Saints Sunday Arvo. Playing a game for my old side on Saturday. Probably going to rip both hammies off the bone, but have fun. Good luck, mate. Let me know how you go. That sounds exciting, bro. Have a good weekend. Magpies, $400 bloody off Hewitt, Horn Francis, McCrae. No way. That is the sort of stuff that just has you banging your head against the wall when you just like dollars off, like hundreds of dollars. That is a killer, bro. Luke, also 85, unless you are a mega rich, no one is paying that. Yeah, I know. That's right. It is a lot for a ticket, I reckon. I think the AFL has pretty good value for money with general admission. I reckon that's a great ticket, but you pay a lot for a seat, I reckon. Luke, thoughts on Kako, Bias, Callahan for Rankin, Bolton, and Simpson? Yeah, I like that. Can't fault that at all, mate. I think that looks good. Marco Shorty knocking a few back lately. Not much. I had the 30th couple of weeks back, knocked a few back then. got a couple of things coming up. We're going to Cairns pretty soon. Got hanging out with a mate down at Anglesea. He's got a place there, so we'd normally have a few drinks there. But no, I don't knock them back as often as I would once upon a time. But there's always a time and a place for a bit of a sesh. Flaghawk, do I need to trade Hustwaite or Boxall? Look, unless you're going to cop a zero, no. Like they're just not offering much money at all. You know, Hustwaite, 170, Boxall's like bloody nothing. He's 113. So, no, I don't think so, mate. They're just not offering enough money unless we get a really good rookie. No, I'll just let him sit there. Magpies could get Butters or wait for a bit of a price. Oh, absolutely. Nah, wait for the price drop, mate. He's coming off of 53. Wait for sure. He'll drop like 100K probably. Tom is getting Rowan Marshall this week. A good move. Yeah, he's in fine form. Obviously, you're paying a bit extra now, but can't argue with that. Yeah, he could be trolling us, mate. He could be. I don't know any bloody hammies that go like that, but he could be trolling. Magpies, thoughts on Horn Francis or McRae to Simpson and sit with cash ready for a juicy boost to Bont and maybe even Butters next week? Yeah, I don't mind that. Again, like we said before, definitely give Butters a few weeks, including that buy, but then you can certainly launch at him. Mickey D, hey, Shorty, you're a bloody legend, mate. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for the kind words. Thank you. Riley, who you bring in for Callahan? I think this could be his son. Who knows? Anderson, Green, Dawson, or Dunkley. Yeah, it's definitely out of Anderson and Green for me. I like those the most, and I would go Green. PFP, got to remember you're trading them in straight as they have their buy. Oh, yep, that was to Magpies. Luke, so you reckon I'd be aggressive and get rid of both Horn Francis and McRae? But I'd be... Yeah, look, honestly, we need to get a bit more info. I've got to get a bit more word on this Horn Francis stuff. I need Sammy Edmund or Mitch Cleary to just really go insert themselves and have a look at that hamstring, mate. What is going on? Orlando, are these good trades? Out. Short, Horn Francis, McRae, in, Buse, Anderson, and Sinclair. Love the inclusions on the primos. I feel like you could hold one, maybe both of McRae or Horn Francis, but that's obviously your own personal decision. I don't like Buse as an inclusion. I don't think he's a good call, but there are hopefully some other options popping up, hopefully. Marco G. Shorty, you have been copying a few McRae. Yeah, I know. Look, we just take the questions as they come our way, mate. We do. But, yeah, it's definitely the flavour of the month, and that will be the absolute main discussion point for me. No doubt about that. There might be a couple of videos in a couple of TikToks coming out about that, I think. PFP, lower price. Oh, yep, talking to Luke. On to another Luke. How's your tipping going? Sure, not bad. I'm up to third in the work comp. I'm going average. That thing annoys me that you go with the underdogs with the hope they win, get up a few ranks and they lose and it ruins everything. I know there's nothing worse than going that upset and being like, let's go. This is going to move me. And then it just goes the other way. And so does your ranking. But that's it. We're only halfway through. There's still time. Yeah, I agree. We were talking about that when we... Imperium, Hawk, Levi, Hall, and McRae to Warner, Anderson, and Sims. Oreo, Simpson, Holding, Horn, Francis. Not a huge wrap for Sims. Feel like a very low-scoring prospect, but look, I like that general structure, though. Shorty, did you see Lloyd, Hurd, and a few others with merit at the cafe? Interesting. No, I didn't. What was going on there? Flag Blues, thoughts on trading McRae and Cleary to Daywicks and either Dawson or Rankin. What one do I get? Yeah, not bad. Definitely Rankin for me. Definitely Rankin there. Al Hooley's been dropped. Wow, where'd you see that, mate? It's been reported, but that's that's a killer, mate. I don't know what he doesn't do. I feel like he was starting to play good footy, then he got subbed off, and now he's gone. Ask Langers for getting to the rooms after the games. I can ask, mate. Look, it's not easy to get in there, but I can ask for you. Riley, who to bring in? Oh, yeah, we answered that one. I've been in a couple of times. One of my mates, he works at the club, so very fortunate that I get in sometimes, but it's a rarity. I've been in like twice. Matthew, what's going on? Greetings, Shorty. I've decided to continue my mustache journey in an attempt to acquire Shorty Riz. Bro, I love it. Keep me posted on the mustache updates, all right? Jack, loved my trades last week, even though I traded to TDK. but got Marshall and a nice downgrade with Henderson to Simpson. I like it. 190k in the bank. Like the Merit VC. I want Cherry into Sinclair this week. I like it, mate. Look, that's the Marshall call was a very good one. Very good one. Oh, really? That's funny, as I'll have to have a look at that. I love a good crash out. You guys certainly know that. We might get that quiz code out pretty soon. Start whisting our way through some of these comments, Matthew. But while it's still growing, I've continued to use a fake mustache. I am, however, encountering several difficulties. Can you give me some pointers on how to keep a mustache clean while eating? I don't look, honestly, like if this is a serious question, I've actually never had that. Like, you know how you always see in the movies, they're like, I've never actually had that experience where stuff gets like stuck in there, bro. So, surely you're not running a fake mustache. That has to be a joke. Like, it has to be a joke. Who is more likely from Magpies to hold that spot, Simpson or Vicentini? I'd have to say Vicentini, but I honestly feel like they both have pretty reasonable job security. Hay says, would you trade in Anderson or Dawson for Horn Francis? Anderson for me. Dawson is a solid option, but I prefer Anderson. Who should I be? C and C, Bont, Baz, Cherry, or Sinclair? Oh, I would go Bont into Cherry. That's the way I'd play it. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Best thing I've ever done, moving for love. Oh, mate, we like that. Obviously been hard to miss Brisbane without family and friends, but going to hopefully convince her to move with the old ring. I love it, mate. Good stuff. Congrats, bro. That's super exciting. Does TDK to Cherry work? Well, let's just see if he does come back. I don't know if I'd be chucking the VC on TDK. He hasn't really been a big VC scorer for a little bit, but let's wait and see. Oh, yes, we did answer those. Archie, 107k salary left. Who do I trade for Callahan and Horn Francis? I'm not exactly sure how it works in with your cash there, but I feel like if you can get Anderson or Tom Green, great. Maybe you go Bolton if things are a bit tight for cash, but if you got cash coming out left, right, and centre, maybe you do a downgrade to Simpson, boost that 107 up, get in a Warner or a Rankin or a Petrarca. That's the way I'd have a look. Mickey D, hey, Shorty, you're a bloody legend, mate. I love this, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. I only have one of three. Of those three, I'm going to trade McRae and bring in either Bolton or Rankin. Thoughts on who goes between Clay Hall or Stone? Oh, it's always tough on those rookie calls. I'd just trade the one that's got the most value, get the most bang for your buck, because it's an absolute flip of the coin if they even play again. So just bank the most cash. I'd be on the Rankin bandwagon unless all that extra cash is pretty important, because Bolton does free up a bit more coin being cheaper, but I feel like Rankin's an absolute must for sure. Oh boy, I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Oh boy, Luke, reckon the students will be singing Mr. Brightside on the bus on the way back from the camp. Yeah, they might, mate. They were absolutely loving it, those year sevens. They absolutely were. Imperium Hawk, can you tell a mate Riley to get off the couch and stop eating Maccas? Go talk to his crush Nelly. Look, Riley, come on, mate. You've got to do it, son. Like, go sneak into Nelly's DMs, mate. Come on, man. You got to get off the couch, son. Just save the Maccas for weekends, brother. Come on. Go check out and see what Nelly's doing, mate. And keep me updated, please. Theo, Vicentini and Simpson for Curtin and Carroll. I think, good inclusions. I'm not sure what the end bit was, but I like those inclusions. Inclusions even. Shorty's all over the place. Also, Shorty, can you ask is if we did mention that. I can only ask. It's pretty hard to do, but we can only ask. Will, not sure what to do this week. Could hold McRae and do Ashcroft, Cleary for Warner and a rookie. Leaves me with two rookies on the field. McRae back. Once McRae's back, or Cleary for Warner and a rookie. And McRae as well. Personally, I feel like I want to hold McRae. It does depend on how many trades you've got overall. Sounds like your team's getting close to pretty much complete, which is pretty exciting. So given that, if you're that close to completing the site, maybe you could trade McRae, but my general feeling is a hold. I lean towards holding Horns. Yeah. Look, this one's all going to depend on the report. Like, how long is he actually out for? What is going on here? That's what it's going to come down to. So Very interested to see over the next couple of days if we can get actual concrete evidence. Could it be one or two? Surely not. Magpies, Boxall dropped was a blessing in disguise for me. If he played, I would have got Messiah Wanganeen Miller since he got dropped, changed trades, and snagged Dale. Nice. And then you'll be able to get Wanganeen Miller far cheaper as well. Good stuff. Imagine if Rankin could kick straight on the weekend. Geez, he would have. Oh, no. 3 out in the Fulls or something. And missed him from pretty gettable ones too. I think that was from above. I'll be looking at holding 1. But yeah, let's assess what we've got over the next couple of days. Catman is a freak. Yikes, you might know more than me. We answered that one. Braden, need a primo mid. I have Bont, Merritt, Rosie, Rao, Sarong, waiting for Butters to drop. Who should I go? I can afford anyone. Well, I sound like a broken record, but I'm loving Anderson or Tom Green. I think they're the ones I would go. Luke, do you know about Ripper and Fipper? Surely Langs would have told you about that. That's over my head, mate. I don't know what that is. Hope Huswaite comes back in will be nice. We need it, mate. We'll take any rookie at all. D-Mac, thoughts on Kako? I feel like I want to keep him as cover for the year. Not worth a lot in DPP handy. Otherwise, should get rid of him with a 70 break even. I think he can easily go. Like we've been waiting and waiting. I do honestly feel like, and maybe I'm just silly, I do feel like one day he'll just have this game where he kicks 3, has 5 or 6 tackles and scores 90. Like I feel like that could happen one day, but we've been waiting for weeks. So he can definitely be traded out, but he doesn't bring you too much back the other way. So yeah, a bit of a frustrating one he's been. Magpies, Jason Horne-Francis, 100% going to come back early, play a game, then miss another kind to goey situation. Yeah, could happen, mate. You don't want to rush back from a hammy. Marco's surely been pumping out some big iron, mate. Yeah, look, I wouldn't say too big, but we get in there and give it a bit of a crack, mate. The bench press needs a bit of work, but yeah, we gave the arms a good working over the other day. Trolling agent, shorty, mate, is your sister still single? You're a bad man. She's actually off the market, mate. But Cooper, thoughts on John Noble? Pretty nice price and some good form. He is in good form, but I don't think he's the real deal. He's just one of those really handy halfback flankers who's in great form, but I don't think he's a keeper. Magpies, do you trade a dead rookie to Simpson to restart cash gen or Hewitt or Cleary and bank the cash? I bank the cash. Yeah, I think at the moment, we just got to bank this cash and use it to upgrade guys like Butters and all that. We answered that. Who's out? McRae or Horne-Francis? Leaning towards Horne-Francis. Sorry if I sound like a broken record. Need to get a bit more info around this Horne-Francis update as well. Marco, surely I reckon it's going to be a bloody good game. Me too, mate. I cannot wait. We're going to knock off work, and I reckon we'll pretty much go straight there. Might grab a feed on the way. Will Sinclair or Whitfield for the last defensive spot? Ooh. What are my trades? Look, I'm going to say Sinclair. Just I think the price is great. I think they'll score an average similar. So I'll go Sinclair. My trades, I've got to wait on the teams, and I want to see what this Horne-Francis update is. But Vicentini and Simpson will both come in. I'm prioritizing that cash gen. I don't want to be left short in the coming weeks. So I'm going to snare him up. But yeah, probably Levi Ashcroft and maybe Horne-Francis. That was the plan coming into tonight before I heard these updates. Here we go. We're talking crypto. Mickey D even. Little tip for crypto, bros. XRP is the one you want to be buying. An easy 2 to 3 times your money by the end of the year. Ripple court case will be over very soon and regulations right around the corner. I like that, mate. I've got a bit of XRP, holding a bit of that. Are you a meme coin guy? You got a bit of Pepe, bro? Or you got a bit of Dog with Cat or whatever it is? Marco, shorty, you've been watching the dart on the golf course. Pretty funny. No, I haven't seen him. He occasionally pops up, but no, he's a funny bastard. Maybe I'll have to give it a bit of a look. Graz, thoughts on Rory Laird? Nah, not for me. Solid player, been good for us in the past, but no, not for me. I don't think he just doesn't have that ceiling anymore. Magpies, I'm holding Ashcroft. Need players playing through the buys with Boxall, Huswaite, Henderson, all all those dead on the bench. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair, mate. Look, I think obviously we've got to weigh it up. I think he's made as much cash as he can, but if you're feeling a bit light on the bench, totally understandable. Detroit, yeah, lol, nothing is worse than watching a player dominate when you just trade them out, scoring horrible, e.g. Humphrey. 100%. I feel like Supercoach can piss me off in so many ways. Just traded a guy in and he's going crap. Just traded a guy out and he's going really well now. Just put a guy VC and he's stinking it up. Just missed out on Rowan Marshall and he's scoring 180. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Let's host some cahoots. Let's see what Amusement's got to say. Bags are packed and flying down to Avalon tomorrow. Not sure how I'll navigate through the maze of an airport. I'll be on your side of the flank yelling some friendly advice to a certain number 3. Oh, mate, I might see you around. If you see me, bro, say g'day. It'll be an honour to see the man. All right, let's go classic mode. Okay, so you guys, I'm sure you all know the deal now. And I'll give you the quiz code. It's 2259768. All right, feel free to get stuck into that. Luke, pumped for the quiz tonight. Shorty, hope it's better than last week. Yeah, that's it, mate. Bounce back, son. Looking forward to it. Hunter, I'm so stuck up on going Rankin or Chad. Need another opinion, Shorty. I have been on the Rankin bandwagon all preseason. I've loved what he's done. Doesn't seem to cop much attention from the tag because he does have that forward option and you've got Dawson and the like. So I'm going Rankin. I love Warner, don't get me wrong, but I'd go Rankin. Jackson, thoughts on Kitty Coleman next week? All depends on what he scores this week. If it's 90 plus, it's a strong consider for me. But some people have nearly completed their back line, so it might not be relevant. But yeah, he could be a very handy downgrade at 270 for sure. Abraham, shorts. I traded out TDK last week and need an R2. Should I go Rowan Marshall, Dusty Cameron, or Tim English? Look, it's out of Cameron or Marshall for me, and I'm probably leaning towards Marshall. What's his price? Yeah, Rowan Marshall at 540. I really like that. I'd be going Rowan Marshall out of the two, mate. Luke, when will your trades be out? I get you would need more information to finalize and post them. Yeah, I will do it. I normally do it Thursday night when the footy's on, but I'll be at the footy. So I'll try and do it. I'll try and do it after the game tomorrow. If not, it'll be Friday afternoon. J2, I'm worried we might lose to Saints at Marvel, especially after losing to the Eagles last week. Who are we talking about? Who have we got? Saints are playing. Oh, we're talking about Gold Coast. Yeah, right. Look, I'm fine. There's a lot of tough ones to tip this week. A lot of tough ones, and that is one of them. If you want a cheap Supercoach option, I'll go Rowell. Training the boys have been doing situational training with Anderson being tagged player, hopefully freeing Rowell up. I'll get you into the Suns rooms, mate. I'd love to go in there, mate. Please do, bro. I'm not so sure on Rowell. I just feel like he's been. It's great they're doing the training for it, but he has been very susceptible to the tag, hasn't he? Which is clearly why they're training it. But yeah, I don't know. He makes me worried. I do prefer Anderson, but look, at his best, he's a beast. Theo, if I have Callahan, McRae, Horn, Francis, should I trade out all three? Tom, Green, Libert, Neal, or Dawson? I wouldn't trade out all three. Definitely Callahan and maybe one of Horn, Francis, or McRae. I love Tom Green there. Definitely get a bit of Tommy Green action going on. J2, but don't hold me to it. I know Rail is a roller coaster, but just what I'm seeing through the window at work. I love it, mate. I love the Gold Coast updates. Good stuff. Galaxy Wolf, Shorty, hope you're having a lovely night on break at work, so I won't be able to listen to your beautiful voice for too long. P.S. It's Kai Lohman season. Said I deleted my team a month ago. I would have jumped on. I know. I think you mentioned the Kai Lohman the other day, didn't you? But Hey, good to see you, mate. Thanks for popping in on the break. Appreciate that. But I don't know about this Kyle Oman stuff, mate. I think you might be taking the piss out of me because he scored 21. But we got 23 in the quiz, guys. I would love to get a little bit more in here. And we might even... How are we going comments-wise? Marco, what is up? I'm not sure what the SBS is all about, but we love it. Harry, can you trade in Vicentini and have him as R3? Have Boyd there at the moment. Yeah, he can definitely be. I wouldn't go Boyd to Vicentini, but definitely he could end up on your R3 and eventually trade down. But yeah, I think Vicentini probably more likely to sit in your flex and have him scoring. Glove, what's up? Hope you're well, Shorty. Left of centre, thoughts on Toby Green, particularly with Callaghan out 12 CBAs last week. Look, as a short-term option, yeah, absolutely, because I think you're right. I think he'll go in there, and he's at 350. So, yeah, I don't mind that. It's probably one that it's maybe a 4 to 5 week play with the intention of trading him out, but I don't mind it. Because what's his break even? I mean, he's risky, of course, but and I do remember you brought up Jake Bowie long before a lot of others were talking about him. But yeah, worth a shout if you want something left field, as you say. Hey, Jake, when's the quiz? We are rocking and rolling now, mate. I'm sure you're all over it. Get in there, mate. Get in there. Do I wait and see who is out for longer out of Horn, Francis, and McRae and trade whoever is out longer? Because I feel like I have enough trades, 3 boosts, and I can trade both or one with TDK. Yeah, look, if you're feeling good with the trades, then yeah, I think that's a fair play, mate. Blesty, thoughts on Isaac Heaney and Callum Mills back this week? Worth a punt. Yeah, probably Heaney I like. I don't know if Mills is going to... I mean, if he comes back and starts scoring tons, he might come into our calculations, but because he's at, 340 or something? 350, but yeah, I think Heaney's always a good call, mate. He was fantastic the other day. Best primo defender right now that fits the buys. Cooper, I reckon Jordan Clark's our man. I think Jordan Clark is our man there. Roy, yeah, that cat man is... Oh, Jesus Christ, is he? That kind of makes that video to my student kind of a little weird then. Okay. Galaxy, oh shit, he's got the questions up on the screen now. Massive upgrade. I know, mate. We're going places, mate. We are going places. Matthew, Shorty, have you been to the Sherlock in the city? Good place to grab a bite. I have not, mate. Is this Melbourne City? Are we talking? Hawksy, g'day, Shorty. How are we? Quite well, mate. Quite well. How are you? Thanks for popping in. I have Callaghan and McRae, no Horn Francis. We'll move to Dale and Simpson to have 6 primo defenders, except 3 of them are sitting in the mids right now. So Nettie Long is M8. Nice, mate. Looks like you've dodged a bullet there with Horn Francis, which we like, and I do enjoy the Dale and Simpson inclusion. I like it. Waters, Shorty, just a quick hello, mate. McRae and Sullivan out, Sinclair, Simpson in. Onwards to the top 5K. That's it, mate. That's it. Let's get to the top 5K. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Good to see you. Kristen, trade Coleman or trade Cleary or Max Hall. Trade Cleary, whoever's most expensive. Let's just get most bang for our buck. And I think that's Cleary. No, it's Max Hall. So I would trade Max Hall. That's the way I'd go about it, mate. Vulcan, McRae, Hewitt, Trainer to Bolton, Nick Martin, Simpson. Yep. Obviously, if you don't want to hold McRae, fair play. But I think that's a good call, mate. Some good inclusions there. Ryan, thoughts on bringing Coleman from Brisbane, eventually Mills and Sydney? I don't think... I can't remember what that's in regards to. I'm a wait and see on Coleman next week. Just give both of them 2 weeks. See what Mills does. Judge it accordingly. But, yeah, probably depending on the structure and more keen on Coleman because he's 100K cheaper. What's up, Joel? Hey, Shorty, how you going, mate? I'm good, mate. How are you? Thanks for popping in. Wondering if you like my plans. Holding McRae, fair call. Trading Hewitt and Cleary to Tom Green and Simpson. Next week would do Zach Reed and Levi Ashcroft to Whitfield and Coleman. Yeah, I like it. I like the planning, mate. Obviously, like we said, wait and see on Coleman. See how he goes this week. I think we need a 90-pluser. But, yeah, I reckon the role should be there. Buckets, we like Bolton. Risky. No doubt risky. But I do like him, mate. And then we've got Joel back. If you don't count Coleman and Flynn as rookies, I'd have no rooks going to the buys. That's good. That's really good, mate, because I've still got a few more to upgrade, so I like that. Interesting, Ryan. Interesting call. A bit left field. Lukey Turner, Horn Francis and McCrae, Bolton and Marshall. Definitely the ins I like. I probably am erring on the side of maybe holding one of McCrae or Horn Francis, but that certainly depends on how your team is shaping up and how your trades are sort of going. Roy, why aren't you answering my questions about Catman being... Hey, we're staying well away from that, mate. We're staying well away. Yeah, I like Shea Bolton, mate. We've touched on him a couple of times, but yeah, I think he's a good price. Melbourne, all right, might have to check it out, mate. What was it? The Sherlock was? Oh, Lance is in the house. What's going on, Lana? Hopefully see you back tomorrow, mate. I think you probably replied by now, but hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Backline. Oh, yeah, we've got the team here. Not sure about my next move for it. Sinclair, Home, Family. Well, yeah, I think Roberts is probably an upgrade, but he's holdable. Reed is an upgrade soon. Look, I do like Clark as an option, and they have the buy when there's only 2 clubs, so I think you can get away with it. I'd also be looking at getting Whitfield into that back line and the Cy Wanganeen Miller once he drops a bit. I mean, you got to love a bit of steel side bottom. I mean, that's pretty damn good, but geez, I might need a bit of thinking time on that one. You got any ideas? Don't want to burn trades. Quick, any ideas? Well, around that I think Tom Green, Noah Anderson. But if you don't want to burn the trades, maybe it's a hold Horn Francis McRae sort of situation. So Cal, Merritt, Teixeira, and Goldie to Mark O'Connor. Definitely not, mate. Hold on to Merritt, and Chera can probably go, but hold Merritt. Goldie can probably go at some point, but not to O'Connor, mate. Get someone like Cooper Simpson in. Flag Hawk, hold TDK or trade if not playing. I have enough trades. Look, if he doesn't get up, maybe trade him, but I feel like if you've held him 1 week, continue to hold. You're basically through it now. Aiden, thoughts on... That's bizarre. Didn't expect that as a question, Aiden. Didn't expect that. Hawksy, do people trade first round of the buyers? Still new this year and don't want Rankin next week since he should drop a little in price. I think you can trade. I would be trading any stage of the buyers. Obviously, it's more advantageous to trade a guy in who's already had his buy. But yeah, and definitely try and get Rankin in soon. Even if he drops a smidgen, I'd still make him a priority. I think he's a great option. Probably thinking about getting Warner, Cherry if I trade TDK, mate. Oh, yeah. If you can get Cherry, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to go past. Josh, Shorty, Ryan meant the poo as in Filippo. Right, I thought he was look, we get some reckless comments, mate. I just didn't have a clue what he was talking about. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Well, in that case, sorry for the disrespect earlier, Ryan. It's a no from me. He had to, it's much like Coleman this week. Filippo had to really show something, and he just didn't for us. So not worth bringing in off the back of that, I feel. And we've got Graz, Dale, or Clark after their buys. I actually prefer Clark. I know Dale's the flavour of the month, but I prefer Clark. Thoughts on Libba? Good option. Not one that I'd be jumping out of my socks to get in. I prefer Noah Anderson and Tom Green, but a pretty safe, reliable option. Like I said, I reckon Clark there. Just writing a couple of these down as the similar things come through. I'm sure Dimmer will love to be in the presence of a great show. Thanks, JT. You're a buddy, man. Look, we might get into the quiz soon. I don't know if we've seen Baz Linker. Just tuned in. What's the thoughts on Callahan? Got Horn, Francis, and McRae as well. No boost. Look, Callahan has to go, mate. I don't think he's a top 10 or 8 midfielder, so he's got to go. You could probably hold one of the other two. All right, Tiger, we're about to start. We got to get to a couple we haven't seen. We haven't seen Will, Jordan Clark, or Isaac Heaney as a keeper. Oh, I prefer Clark. I think he's got some real legitimate tasks down back. I really do like him. I prefer Clark, but you're probably winning on both. Yeah, that's it, mate. We love it. And we've got to get Carl in. Look, we'll start it. We'll start in a sec, but you can't scroll past a Carl question. Shorty, man of the people, and a super coach extraordinaire. Bailey Smith, we still loving the moxie, or are we approaching flog territory? Certainly not an introvert, young Bailey. Look, I must admit, I'm loving the grunt. I'm loving that bad boy vibe because Geelong don't have many of those guys, but he probably does have to be careful. I wouldn't want to see it too much. Tomorrow night, I don't want to see him buy too much into the bullshit because they're going to come from, they're going to try and get him off his game. So I'm all for a bit of, like, he'll rough a few guys up. Great. But I remember against Hawthorn, I felt like he bought into it too much. They were roughing him up. He was engaging with the tag, and he gave away a couple of frees, and I thought it affected his footy. So I'm holding off on him being too involved with that, but he may well. Callahan, McRae, Horn Francis thinking Cull, hold. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. It does that securely. It does for me. I just want to see if Horn Francis is out for a month, then he's gone. If it's 1 to 2, then I'm right there with you. All right, let's start this quiz. That's all right, mate. That's okay. If anyone's coming in late, here's the quiz code, but we're going to start it now. Thank you, mate. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm keen on the story, bro. I am keen on the story. All right, let's get this going. We got 35 in here. All right, good luck, guys. Good luck. I've kept you waiting long enough. Appreciate the patience. Let's see if we can get a bit of movement on this leaderboard. I feel like it just stayed the same top 5 so much to the second half of the quiz. But John Noble, a few people asking questions about him, is enjoying a career best season. How many disposals is he averaging per game? 26, 29, 24, or 28? I think it was 26. Yeah, 26. So a few went 28. So it's a bit of a 50-50 start. Shorty's misses, Zed, Hold, Jason Horn Francis, Graz, and Tiger 77. Nicely done. Good start there by you guys. Question 2. How many goals did Jeremy Cameron kick in the final quarter against Port Adelaide? 3, 5, 4, or 6? Did Jez just absolutely destroying Port Adelaide last week? It was a big last quarter. Oi, really split them up there. It was 5. So this might shake things up. Hold Horn Francis goes to number 1. Graz, Brooke, Connor, and Bo. Baslenka, the highest climber there. He was up 10 spots. Good stuff, mate. Question 3. How many points did the Western Bulldogs thump Essendon by on the weekend? 99, 91, 89, or 94? It was a big win. And from memory, it was 91. It was, yes. Very confident there. A lot of you guys getting that right. Horn Francis holds the spot. So does Graz, Bo. Brooks still 3rd. Lukey Max up to 5th. Josh Martin, the highest climber there. He's up 10 places. Good stuff. Good stuff. Bailey Dale had 49 possessions. How many kicks? 40, 35, 33, or 37? Wasn't it crazy they only had 3 contested possessions? Like, very, very rare. Very, very rare. But probably that part was where it probably didn't help his SuperCoach score. But hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. So he had 37 kicks. And people looking at the stat sheet, 24 got that right. No change at the top. But Bo does rise to 2nd. Brooks stays in 3rd. Lukey boy, he climbs up to 4th. And Tiger Rewalt just introduces himself to the top 5. We love that. Nicely done. Which of these players never had 50-plus disposals in a game? Tom Mitchell, Dane Swan, Gary Ablett, or Lockie Neal? I'll be interested to see your thoughts on this. Be interested to see your thoughts. Because I must admit, I thought the bloke who's the answer to this, I thought he had 50 for sure. But It was Dane Swan. Yeah, so a few thought Lockie Neal, but yeah, Dane Swan, I think he had 49, 48. So yeah, no 50 though. Oh, Brooke goes to the top. Luke Mack into second. So Horn Francis, he's down to fourth. Graz up to third, and Tiger Rewalt sticking nicely into fifth there. And Unzips for Cripps. He's up 9 places with a nice little rise there, hitting the halfway mark. Which Key Crows Ford, that was confusing, is the tallest? Which Key Ford, who even knows? Who's tallest? Darcy Fogarty, Dan Curtin, Riley Philthorpe, or Taylor Walker? Yeah, I thought most would get that right. The only one who's 200 centimetres, that's Riley Philthorpe. Brooke gets that right. Stephen remains on top. You got Graz, Hold Horn Francis. He's back up to third. Lukey Mack drops to fifth. Tiger Rewald takes his spot. And Luke Libber, he's up 4 places with a nice little climb there. Nice work, mate. And what was a highly congested game? How many tackles did Tristan Cherry and Toby Nankervis have combined on the weekend? Couldn't have written a longer question there, could you, Shorty? But how many tackles did they have between them? 25, 28, 21, or 22? Oh, man, I should put my phone on charge after doing that TikTok. Oh, nice. I thought they might have slipped a few up, but yeah, Tristan Cherry, I think Cherry had 12 and Nank had 13. Oh, just a couple of moves in the top 5. Brooke holding on, and Horn Francis is fighting back. Graz has got the little streak. He's had 3 in a row. Graz, Tiger Rewalt, and Shorty F6 comes into 5th. Oh, nice. Which team has the highest percentage outside the 8? Fremantle, Sydney, Carlton, or St Kilda? Highest percentage. I think there's only a couple with a percentage of 100 outside the 8. The team that is the answer here, I think their percentage is about 106. And it is the Blue Baggers. Nice. You guys are all over the ladder. 27 of you is getting that right. Much movement. Bit of movement. So Brooks continuing on top, but Graz moves up. Tiger Rewalt moves up. Shorty F6. And Lukey Mack, he's back in the 5. Unzips for Cripps. Another high climb. He's up 5. Lukey Mack looming large in 5th spot here. He's a bit of a smoky. Which of these Saints kicked the most goals in their career? So a few Saints mids here. Nick Del Santo, Lenny Hayes, Lee Montagna, and Brendan Goddard. I just picked them out randomly from their heyday without looking at the answer. I actually got it right. But pretty tight between 3 of them. 16, he got that right. Nice. So Goddard had like 160. I think Montagna and Del Santo both in the 150s. Lenny Hayes just had 95. Brooke just can't be stopped here. Graz, he's flying. You got Tony, he's the highest climber as well. He's up 6 spots. Luke Mack, he's in the 4th. Shorty F6 climbs onto the podium, and Tiger Rewalt in 5th. We got 3 questions left. All these forwards are in the top 5 of the Coleman medal race. Who is the most accurate kick in 2025? Hogan, Higgins, Fogarty, or King? I think the other one in the top 5 was Jezza, but his accuracy wasn't that good. So I wanted to test his out here. I personally reckon it'll be between 2, and I would have got this one wrong. I thought it was Jesse Hogan, and a lot of you did too. It's actually Darcy Fogarty. So only 8 got that right. So this will shake things up. And we have a new leader. Graz is on fire. He goes to the top. Brooke, Shorty F6, Lukey Mack, and Luke Turner. Welcome to the top 5, my friend. Up 9 places is Jai. We love that. He's on a hot streak. What number does Oscar Allen wear? I think by this point I was running out of questions. So I was just like, it was a good interview from Oscar. What number does he wear? So I think this one, I think we've got another number question coming up last, but I reckon this one would be easy. Surely. He, of course, wears the 12. Yep, you guys not mucking around there. Smash that out. So we probably won't get too much of a change. No change. So Graz is a 300-point leader. Baslenka, he's nailed 3 in a row. Can Brooke or maybe Shorty F6? Can either of them take over here? What number did Bailey Smith wear at the Dogs? 3, 27, 9, or 6? What's Graz done? Has Graz landed it? Can Brooke take it off him? He's number 3 at the Cats, but he's number 6 at the Dogs. Majority getting that right. A few going 3, a few going 27. But what have we got? In third place is Brooke. Second place, Shorty F6. He moved up, and I think Graz has done it. He has. Nice. Look at that little Einstein Eagle freak. Lukey Mack 4th, and Luke Turner, I think that was, in 5th. Good stuff. Let's have a bit of a look. All right, where's our full leaderboard? Yeah, still kind of getting used to figuring out how the hell you look at this. Go to participants. There we go. Yeah, right. So Graz, Shorty F6, Brooke, Lukey Mack, and Luke Turner all answered the exact same amount of questions. So top 5 did very nice. I think that would have been 11 out of 12. Then Baz Lenker, Shorty's mum gets a mention. Macca, Holdhorn Francis, he was up and about early. Shorty's missus, Zed, Slimothy, Tiger Rewalt, Ripper Ray, Grinds. We know who that is. And Ripper, Glove, Connor, Stan, KD, Shorty fell off, Lukey Liver, Joshy Martin, Shorty Pookie, Unzips the Crips, Tigers, Luke, Jakey, Tony, Marco, and Makaza. Good stuff. I think that's about everybody. Nicely done. Well done, Graz. Good stuff, mate. You celebrating in there? Where are you? Mate, we'll have to get you in next week. We'll have to get you. There's just on Kahoot. We'll have to get you in. Same with you, Dill. I'll put out that quiz code, and you just got to join it via Kahoot. Thanks, mate. Here's our winner. Well done, Graz. Is that back to back? Oh shit, Graz is on fire, bro. What the hell? Shorty, mate, it's pronounced Bays Lenko, not Baz. That guy is my enemy tomorrow night. You know what? I think I have just read that wrong for about 2 years. Sorry, mate. Bays Lenker. Sorry, mate. We won't happen again. Fogarty was the one he got wrong. Oh boy. All right. Thanks very much, guys. 9:20. Sure he's ready to crack a Milo and watch a bit of AFL 360. Oh no, first cracks on tonight. Yes. Let's go. A bit of David King just talking dirty stats to me. It's gonna be hot. Glove, you're a legend, mate. Thanks, mate. As always, Nintendo. Bro, good to see you, mate. Hey, if ever you want to play a bit of pickleball, bro, we're trying to recruit a few people. Yeah, that's it, mate. Go Cats. Go Cats, mate. Oh, gosh. Shorty confirmed stat nerd. Good stuff, guys. Thanks very much. We'll let the winner have his final question or statement on the screen. Talk to you soon, guys. We'll be back with the preview probably Friday night because I'll be at the footy and I won't have time to do it tomorrow. But cheers. Thanks for your questions. I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.